What's up guys, it's Talon here, and in today's VOD review, we're going to be taking a look at how you can improve your solo Cash Cup performance by analyzing one of EU's all-time top controller players, and that is Wolfiez. But before I get into this VOD review guys, if you do enjoy my content or find what I'm telling you helpful, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. Also, if you wish to support me by using my supporter creator code, use code Talon.fn in the Fortnite item shop, #ad. But without further ado, let's just jump right in. Alright guys, as you can see on the screen, we have Wolfiez POV. He's going to be at Retail Row for this first game. Now, I'm going to be honest, the first couple of games are not insanely good. Usually we're used to 12 and 13 kill Ws. Wolfiez got to bring this back and pops off towards the middle number of games. He's going to finish second overall, but let's look into these W King situations because Wolfiez is one of the most aggressive players. Now, you're seeing he's a chord call, he calls sound. That's always good to do if you're playing. You need to have some sort of word that allows the people that you're talking to be quiet. He's going to key over straight to lazy. Good bow. Bow is excellent for pre-fight damage, no matter what it is, even if it's primal, makeshift, or mechanical. Now, Wolfiez has a green pump. His opponent's going to have significantly better RNG. But this opponent's going to be so bad that Wolfiez is going to just end up taking him out very, very quickly. Good tracking through the building. You're going to actually see a minor mistake right here. He doesn't hear him in the building until he moves right there. Now, 50-50, I'm maybe place a Kona there, but look, he gets a gold spaz out of it. We're now at Spire, going into our third engagement of this first game. Little high ground Rike triple edit. Good crosshair placement, but doesn't work out. And then fantastic 200 pump. Now, really, let's take a look. The crosshair placement was good-ish, but the opponent actually ends up hitting the shot. Right here, you see we put it right on his opponent, and then a late reset. But then right here, one takes the wall and immediately does like a semi-crouch and make sure he really hugs that wall tightly. And great crosshair placements to get that 200 pump. Controller player, 200 pump. No surprise, we're going to see it. Some big pumps all throughout. Now, good AR pressure right here. We do get a double swing, but we're on a right-hand peak at least. Cone slide. Boxes again, cone slide again. And then kind of clicks exploits where you shoot the wall when it's one tap and finishes off with the scar. Good piece control right here. Cone slide again. Fantastic. We see that constantly. Just something you always need to do. If you get this ramp on this opponent, this ramp is right here, so nice little crack right here. Now he's going to make sure he doesn't want this opponent to escape, so he's going to take the time to make sure he gets the back wall, and then just good crosshair placement because he felt confident taking that 50-50. Opponent tries to jump out right here. Nice little 70 tag. No, not a double swing there. This is a good angle right here. He tries to get the cone slide. Now the opponent's going to get into an area where he can't build. 100 crack. And then we're going to see a Metro Classic. Metro Classics are so much better executed with pickaxes, in my opinion. You do it with a scar, it's not as consistent. Now, he's in a scuff situation. He only has around 18 builds. Gets 100, gets a kill, but he's going to end up getting fried. 130, and then the opponent just kills him. But again, 15, not the craziest start off to a Cash Cup. He's going to be landing steamy stacks. I thought it was interesting. He kind of switched up his spot. Maybe because he didn't have as big as the first game as he wanted. He went and hot dropped. Nice. Gets a free elimination there on that opponent off spawn. It sees this opponent as white. Tries the Beach Classic, but the opponent's going to have to hit 200 points worth of damage. Ah, the bow. The best thing ever added to competitive. I'm joking. Incredibly annoying weapon. Good spray through right there. Escape route right here, and then full boxes. Doesn't want to crank too much. Goes for it right here. Good mechanics. Full box right here. Fantastic. Right hand peek. 100 crack. Now this opponent's going to get scuffed in the door with his back to. Not the greatest opponent, but and sees this opponent in the bush or hears. It's always good to just break this bush. It's hell of annoying to deal with. Little scuff mechanically. Mongrel Classic.
Fuck off.
But not the greatest caliber of opponents, as you can tell.
I don't know how Carrot got a 28 kill win.
The opponent just makes it out. He's 1 HP, not much to say. Good spray through. We saw this in the Muzzbot review, how good that is. Spraying through with the AR.
Oh my God.
Very fortunate that the opponent was 1 HP. Kind of the same thing. We're on he got a lot of max pulls. He really did a great job later on of maximizing these, but early on he couldn't really do too much. It feels like almost every game he had a max pull, which is, it really almost is true. He's going to end up, I believe, getting a nice little shambles elimination right here, but that's not going to be too much. Like I said, early on the games were kind of a little bit of struggle. He would supplement with 5, 6, 7 kills. This is going to be an 8 kill, but just not really getting that top 5 placement that you need. And then preference for gold tack. I absolutely love that the tacks are back. It's a gun that really rewards movement, and I feel like controller players just do better. Great example of this. Wolfie's gonna. You can see a lot of spaz gameplay. Spaz gameplay though. Not much you could do. So 2 top 15s. Now he sees his opponent just kind of walking through. You're gonna see the aim assist on display right here. Boom. Good waits for that first shot accuracy. Now that was a good pickaxe bait. The opponent actually did a good job of hitting the shot. Good crosshair placement. He's actually going to lose this engagement because of that. Now here's the thing that I was a little bit confused about. So right here, it's a big boy pump, but misses all of his shots. But here's the thing that I don't understand. 700-ish mats, 1 mini, 3 bigs, and doesn't opt to go for anything. Opts to take a 50-50 down. Jumping. That was the only thing that was a little bit confused. I think you're going to hear.
So bad.
It was so bad. I just don't think it was the right play. He had the mats to extend and heal and reset that fight and just didn't do so. And like I said, the first couple games, nice little 85 bow. Like I said, the first couple games aren't what we're usually typically seeing. We're usually seeing first kill, first game, double-digit wins. Wolfiez really brings it back in the middle of these games. Now this is really smart right here. He wants to cover up for this third party, but he sees his opponent taking a big, but look, notices that the wall is 1 HP. He's going to get that spray through while the opponent's taking a big. This is good, smart use of the weapon. And that cone was nice. That cone was really slick, really important. Let's just take a look. Wolfie's movement is fantastic. But once we jump on this wall right here, we know that the wall is just edited. It's in metal, so it's 1 tap to pretty much any weapon. Does it again right here. Now this right here is he edit through, and he actually gets a cone as he moving to the left, and then he jumps off and uses that as his edit through cutoff point. The opponent edits a ramp. He is fighting with a gray makeshift, so you're not going to be hitting a ton of hard bullets. Now the thing I also thought that was interesting, he had 5 mechanical parts right here, and it's opting not to go to pump, which I probably don't agree with. I would rather fight with a blue pump than wait for spaz, but Wolfiez doesn't decide to do that. I think he's close to John Wick, so maybe that's what he was trying to do, is go upgrade it to blue. Now you're going to see a beautiful aim assist classic 200 to 0. Not the best mats either, about 500 to play with. Good recognition. He actually times that third party beautifully. But we're now to purple spaz. It's going to be an excellent clutch moment right here. I want to talk about this right there. Just talk about the importance. You see, when you are on life support in terms of HP, and you run into a little corn rat, like Wolfiez does here, he's got not the best mats, but you have to burn all your mats in solos. And look at this. He just creates, look how many, he takes 3 boxes worth of space away from his opponent. So he can at least guarantee minis getting off. And that's exactly what he's going to be able to do. Edit up and out, and then the opponent, and what ends up happening a ton of times, why create a bunch of that space? The opponent's going to over-aggress into your builds. Now Wolfiez doesn't hit the shot there. Beautiful 107 crack. Hits with the cone right there. Now this, a little bit scary. Realizes it's his. Sprays through. I like the decision to get out here. Now Wolfiez on the aggressive. That little move back too, important. That prevents him from getting 1 tacked. He's 95, so he may not get 1 tacked. He may get 80, purple tack, full body shot. But that movement right there, when he gets this little cone, it's all to the left. And it's really tight to the wall. It's really hard to hit any damage shot the opponent misses. And he clutches up in a really situation. That's got to feel so bad if you're that player. Almost getting a free impact from playing like a rat and still losing. And Peppers! Yes, Peppers.
Like Rocky.
Fantastic. Look at us hit again, near max zone. Now, he goes for height here. Early on. Doesn't wait for first shot accuracy. It cost him a little bit right there.
1 second. Anytime.
Doesn't really do anything too much with his height. I believe he ends up dropping. Now, doesn't have the best match to height. That's why I didn't think he needed to go for it. He's 0-1-2. He's going to get shot out here as well. No reconnects. He has Peppers, so he can afford to play ahead.
My fucking bullet's dead.
He gets dropped, and then he just gives it up. I'm pretty sure. Yep, just drops and gives it up. Goes for an impact. He goes, nah, leave it, because he's in. But barely any materials. Again, Peppers are you're going to be your best friend in these end games. Pops a Pepper. You can sit towards the back of this tarp, look at everything develop. He cracks this opponent. He's going to get pretty lucky here. He's just going to happen to fall into a box with an opponent and get a nice little generous refresh of about 700 mats. But Pepper's so good, it allows you to tank storm as well. He goes from back to front pretty much. Eats it for white health again. Immediately leaves that. I like that decision. This tarping is incredibly efficient as well. No, it looks like almost no wasted builds. Small little minute thing. When he wants to heal, he goes into a hard box. He was in wood, and then he decided to use his last bit of metal. Fortunate to get that. He's going to decide to leave it because the opponent's right on it. And he has to reload. Well, 54. Now this is smart. He realizes this is the wall opponent's taking shield. He gets a free elimination. Good crosshair placement on that opponent in the back. He decides to leave out of the loot. He has no whites. But he has a good amount of mats. He's going to tarp ahead here. Fantastic use. Like I said, incredibly efficient tarping. Now this is... He dropped on him with his minis instead of his shotgun out. If you play controller, you know how horrible the weapon swapping is. And that sometimes can happen even to the best players. Fat fingering is common. He gets almost in. He's getting sprayed up by height, heat. Now this is fantastic. This is awareness. This is all awareness. And I don't know if you hear it, but you hear the call of the wild right here. And what I mean by what you hear the call of the wild, you hear the shield crack. So he gets up here. He's focused on height. He's low HP. And he's getting sprayed out from height. But you're going to hear right here, right there, the sound of the cracked shield. And so what does Wolfiez decide to do? He drops down. Hits the person that is incredibly healthy. Both two guys shambles on low grounds with no mats. Wolfie gets a decent amount of refresh and 2 free points. I'm going to turn it back to normal speed. I believe he's in a 1v1. He now is taken high ground. The opponent has no mats, and those 2 refreshes coming in close. We get some Tfue classics in here on high ground. Not jumping down, taking an easy 50-50, using his height advantage.
I'm so fucking good! Let's go!
And there you go. 13 elimination win. Little aim assist classic. Harpoon is great for wall pressure. Now this is smart Metro classic. And then he's going to spray through and get the elimination. And this is what I talk about. The Metro classic, the ramp phase, is so much cleaner with the pickaxe. It's so much cleaner, in my opinion. It usually just works so much better. He gets the wall one tap with the harpoon. This is incredibly smart usage of utility. Crack 100, and then you can spray through with the scar. And like I said, coming from the bottom is always great. It's impossible to hold if you're that top player. So Wolfiez does an extra job of capitalize, getting a mid-game refresh. Now we're in a super stat game, obviously. 50 people going into half and half, or going into fourth, excuse me. Gets a nice little harpoon. Full boxes to protect.
Screen share again.
And then smartly uses the harpoon. That's good smart usage of utility. Now 40 into moving. It's not a great rotation for... Not the best. Wolfie's going to have a big clutch up moment here, as you're going to see. He gets pretty much lobby focused. And he's going to hit a nasty big boy pump. Now he's going to get sprayed by this guy. He's got this other particular individual on the wall. And then eventually at some point he's just going to have to take a 50-50. And he makes sure this is what allows him to extend this game right here. This is clutch. This is knowing you have to take this. This is really his only play. He's getting spammed from this direction. He's got someone P90 spraying him. He's got his shield cracked. He's not good on mats. Taking this 50-50 here is really the only option. He's trying to pre-fire the wall. This is just a good awareness. Then he recognizes his opponent's on his wall. He gets through and then just hits a big boy 170 max damage pump. That's going to get him net him a nice refresh. It's going to make sure he continues to get those placement points. And then I think he's going to pull a favor of his own. He does. Make sure to get a good layer. He's still on dead side. But that refresh coming in gave him max brick, or max metal, excuse me. Here's an opponent behind him. Fantastic right there. Recognizes that opponent's going there. He doesn't even go for piece control. Make sure he grabs Harpoon because it's great for getting in boxes and great for grabbing materials. Using all of his refresh mats. To go here. He goes, well, I got 300 metal. I'm just going to leave it. Now, this is this is the best part of the VOD review. I don't know what on God's green earth Wolfiez did to get this type of just no one looking at him when he's out vibing in the open. I'm telling you, he makes a 6-zone rotate this back half, barely using any mats.
They call me the rotational mastermind.
They call him the rotational mastermind. He's just on the super dead side of zone. Doesn't have a ton of builds, but he pulls. And because he pulls...
They call me fucking... What's my name? I'm a boomer or something now.
He says he's a boomer now. That's very, very fortunate. You're definitely not going to get that a ton. Now he drops this opponent who's keying. This cracked right here. Make sure he gets the cone. Edits out. It's such a good read right there. Just good crosshair placement. And then you're going to see Peppers. We go from front to back very quickly. We tank zone, especially with 3 floppers. He's not afraid to tank zone. And we go from back to front. And we play low ground. He's got someone in his game comic builds for him, incredibly helpful as well. 2 floppers, so he's probably going to sit here and tank zone. If I remember correctly. He gets a favorable-ish pull.
Yeah.
Nice little crack right there. But no reason to go out and venture. You can't make the rotate with no mats. Get some nice pre-fight damage, but when you have 2 floppers, you sit back, tank some zone, let things develop in front of you. Gets a 1 pump on that opponent, gets a little more mats. Good movement, gets another refresh.
Nice. Good builds, 300 builds.
Gets another, he doesn't even go for that. He wants to fight the 1v. Now he's at 14 builds. I believe he's still not going to be able to clutch this, unfortunately. A little pre-fight damage, 43. Maybe this is the one he does. Oh yeah, the opponent has dub shotgun. He tries to get the fluffer off, but places second. Great clutch. Fantastic job with the bow. Excellent for that. Now this is a long pull with barely any mats. 113. He's on, like I said, backside. It's going to be an incredibly, I feel like, fortunate game. He gets out of here pretty quickly. He finds a little bit of materials. He also gets a very cheeky 13 damage siphon that allows him to make this rotate, get up to all this congestion where he's not on a low ultimate scuffed. He's got a good amount of mats, so he's going to use all his builds to get up. Now, I don't think he needed to go for height here. Maybe 600 mats. Then he takes a bloom battle, which gets him nearly fried, and then he's just going to get shot out and put down to 12 HP. And he's literally one tap to pretty much anything. But again, efficient tarping, and he's fortunate full zone. because of his efficient tarping, he doesn't die there, but I know a lot of average to below average players are dying there just because their tarping isn't as efficient and protective. Wolfiez tarping is absolutely top notch. Good recognition that opponent's gonna be down there.
Fucking bullshit. Get the fuck out.
The dub shotgun has been removed from competitive playlists, so you don't have to worry about that happening to you any further. Now, opponent not paying attention on the wall gets a nice 50 siphon refresh and some mats, 500.
God builds again. 800. 600.
Now, he's going to get continuously spammed as he tries to pop these minis. Gets a clear space, smartly places a ramp behind his back. Now he pulls far. 81, and then he's just going to die to top. Not a bad game. We're back at retail row. See this opponent, he lands late. Wolfiez gets a lot of pickaxe damage on him. You see how strong the gray makeshift is. Nothing but 30s to your face. Metro Classic right here. I like the decision to edit out. So let's talk about this. Why is this such a better play to do what he did here than just edit this ramp when he folds boxes? There's so many reasons why this is better. There's 33 pre-fight. Metro Classic's in and he full boxes with the ramp. He says instead of 50-50ing the ramp, what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit out to the side. I'm going to place a cone. So if this opponent runs out at me, he can't build a ramp or do anything. I'm going to edit through. I'm going to make a nice wide peak. And I'm going to swing to the left to protect myself. And then he gets some pretty bad bloom. But he just finishes up the fight. And that's just a much safer way to get the elimination than 50-50ing the ramp. Now he's going to fight this particular opponent at caddy. It's 2-3-4 on materials. You're going to hear all the cars come in. It's like Talladega Nights.
The whole fucking com's rotating into caddy right now.
So the whole comm is rotating caddy. It's so many people are coming into caddy. Good crosshair placement. Good. And then that cone right there prevents the opponent from doing anything. Now he must have saw this opponent or heard this opponent get cracked for him to key this heavy. He even takes a left-hand peek. Now he has a lot of... This is some god tier movement right here. Like you said, an escape route right there. Good cone attempt right there. Now look at this. Wiggles. Fantastic.
Dog shit.
I don't think so.
Now this opponent smartly gets in and just ends up eliminating him. Can maybe have a little bit of better awareness. Now I'm shocked in a 142 point lobby. There's someone that's taking that. You see him right here, miss a bow, but this opponent is shambles, so he's 82 HP.
Nice.
Another far pull. No rotation either. Wolfie really made lemonade out of his lemons today in this particular VOD review. He had a lot of bad zones. This zone is... you can hear him say this is not good. Now I love this decision to stop, set back here. He's going to get some free eliminations. You're going to see him just kind of get a free elimination. And he's tap firing everybody. He's now kind of gone ahead of 3 people. He said he hates this. Super congested. Yeah, he does have 500 mats. Notice how he's going to the right as well. He wants to get to zone. So make sure good reload management right there. I see his opponent on his wall. He says, nope, I'm leaving you. He's going to full drop to low. Good. That's just a good timing on the pickup now. He just kind of leaves. He consistently leaves scars for some reason. But not his priority. His priority is getting in. He has spaz.
400 builds.
Now he pulls back a favor after a horrible 5th. Or, sorry, a horrible 6th. Gets up to a much better clear layer, free layer. 100 builds. Now he sees his opponent back in his tarp. Fantastic recognition. Now this... he leaves another scar. I believe this, I'm going to have to rewatch this, because when I watched it, I was so confused with what ends up happening here. Like I said, look at Wolfiez tarping so efficiently. Now, you're going to see, like, 2 people drop in here, and we're going to watch in slow motion, because I want to see what happens. I wonder if he cracks both or what, but it's super strange. There's one on his ramp, he edits through. Actually, okay, so the other opponent gets eliminated by this person that jumps on his head, and then Wolfiez just smartly finishes the job. That's pretty fortunate as well. But just good tarping, good efficient tarping. Always getting that ramp behind him and allows them to stay alive right there. Get those mats from those 2 eliminations. I mean, that's 300 free materials.
Good fucking kills.
Good man.
He's got so nice. Nice.
Yep, and he gets big refreshes from those. Good comms from whoever who's in his call. Tell him to heal up. He gets all the way in.
Just over 400 builds.
Oh, this is so scuffed. Such a good little ramp flip right there. That was good crosshair placement. Now this person he kills right here is fantastic. Like I said, look how efficient the tarping is and protected. He allows him to get 1 mini off. He drops down to low. This person he's fighting is...
150 builds.
He gets off ahead and cuts him off. Good right hand peek jumps. Good escape route right there. Doesn't want a 50-50, so he exits himself out. Wall, same exact thing. Fantastic. Just cutting him off. We'll just take a look at the cutoffs right there. The 2, he cuts him off twice. And that allows him to pick up this elimination. Oops, I forgot to put it in half speed. I'm just going to talk about the cutoffs that allow him to get this elimination on low. Again, like we see the efficient tarping, never ever wasting a build, making sure everything is good. Now he drops down to low here. He cuts off this opponent right here, cuts him off once. Cuts him off again. Right hand peek, jumps top to the left, follows the Dorito at it. Fantastic. Now things get incredibly scuffed, but he creates an escape route. Now this opponent has the wall on him. They're both probably pretty low. Wolfiez decides to flip the ramp to protect himself. He edits out, and then he's going to cut him off again. He goes, okay, you're right there. I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to get front wall control. Wait for you to edit out. Boom. Fantastic. And I believe that's actually a NOS. So not an FNCS grand finalist. So definitely a highly skilled player. Great job from Wolfiez right there. And then I believe what's going to end up happening...
Two builds.
Now he's fighting Dub Shotgun again. Like I said, not going to be in competitive playlists. But it gets an incredible clutch. And then we saw, I believe, 2 second places and a first place overall. The biggest takeaway from Wolfiez' gameplay was, 1, sticking with it. Even though you didn't have the best first 3 or 4 games. I think it was the first 3 games that were really just not probably up to Wolfiez' standards. He had a decent amount of kills, but just not getting the placement. He gets that 12 kill win, and he just kind of keeps on rolling, maximizing placement. Calm under pressure was another thing. There was a lot of incredibly sticky situations. That last kill that we just saw, and then the 170 pump that he got outside of the RPG place that's across from Slurpee next to the bridge. Just a lot of incredibly clutch moments, trusting his aim. He did a great job of eliminating that opponent in the corner. Just staying incredibly calm under pressure was something I saw. And the biggest thing that sticks out to me in this VOD review is efficient mat usage in his tarps. His tarps are always efficient. He never seems to miss placing builds. Like in terms of controller tarpers, I think it's just one thing that really stuck out to me is when he goes wherever he wants to go, he places his builds exactly. His edit flow is fantastic. In terms of consistency of tarping, it reminds me of Dubs. Dubs is by far, I think, it's just someone that just doesn't waste a material while tarping, and Wolfiez was an excellent example of that. And we saw a lot of the W keying on display. We saw some very, very smart peaks, avoiding 50-50s. A lot of good stuff overall in this VOD review. But guys, that is going to do it for today. If you did enjoy, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. And I hope I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace.